This series is probably going to be the end of this channel. I swear, I didn't think it was going to be this hard going into it. First, I want to go over some ground rules. First off, I will not be killing anyone unless the game forces me to. If the game forces me to kill someone, I will kill in the most humane way possible. Hunting animals also counts as a kill. I will try to let the gang take out as many enemies as possible. However, if I have to knock out an enemy, I will try to knock out as few enemies as possible for each mission. I'm not sure if it's like this with all Rockstar titles or just Red Dead Redemption 2, but on certain missions there's certain NPCs that only Arthur can kill. Dutch can't kill them, Micah can't kill them, no one else can kill them except for Arthur. They're just invincible. They're vulnerable to all of the gang's attacks. So in some missions I will have to knock out enemies, or in some cases kill them. But like I said, that's the last resort. Killing is the last resort. This is a pacifist run. We're trying not to kill anyone or cause any sort of pain or damage to anyone unless we have to. Now, if the gang kills someone, hey, that's on them. That's not me. So starting off the first mission, Dutch tries to find shelter for the gang before they die out in the cold weather, which inevitably leads to a gunfight.
Careful over this bridge here. Whoa! Can't believe we lost 82. He's the last one, Arthur. No more. Let's hitch up here. There now. Easy.
Sounds like quite the party.
Micah, hide behind that wagon. Arthur, you take that old shed on the left and stay low, both of them.
It's goddamn Dutch Vanderlyn, you morons! Coleman's gonna shit his pants. Put your hands up!
At first I said let me just sit back and let Dutch and Micah take care of the enemies. But no, of course, that would be too easy. Micah just pops off a couple rounds every time when he feels like it, not even aiming at the enemies. And Dutch just sits there staring at Micah, waiting for him to do something, leaning against the wall. The two of them combined didn't get one kill. Not one kill. Micah just fucking dies every time. I swear, Micah is the most useless gang member out of the whole crew. So then I tried disarming NPCs. And yes, before you ask, you can disarm NPCs by shooting the weapons out of their hands, at least the bigger weapons like rifles. However, the whole point of this challenge is to be a pacifist. That means no guns, no weapons, or as few as possible. So if I can disarm them without using a gun, I'm going to go that route. And you actually can disarm them by bitch slapping them and pulling the gun out of their hand. However, some enemies pull out another gun, and some enemies even have 3 guns on them. I discovered once you actually disarm enemies, they try to fight you and they chase you around the whole map trying to kill you with their bare fists. But we're trying to go for as few knockouts as possible. Instead of knocking this guy out, I'm going to try to get Micah or Dutch to take care of him. After about 30 times of watching Dutch and Micah just get brutally slaughtered by these O'Driscolls, I finally got a glimmer of hope. Micah decided to get out of his cover spot for the first time in 30 attempts and start running toward the horses. Oh my god, he got up. Yes, yes, go Micah, go, go, go. Get that fucking horse. Kill him. Get him. Yes. Go, Micah. Go. Go, boy. Go. 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 Wait, where the fuck are you going? Why are you going into the woods? Where the fuck are you going? No. Where are you going? No. Micah just gets on his horse and fucks off. He's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not dealing with this. Disappearing forever on that cold, snowy night. As I sat there and watched Micah Bell right off into the snowstorm, away from the O'Driscolls, I sat there and thought for a second, is this NPC smarter than I am? Is this a sign that I should quit and give up this series right now because he won't even put up with my bullshit? So I sat there with Dutch, wondering, hoping, praying that maybe now he'll actually step up and start killing these guys, since Micah left. But of course, he wouldn't move. He was stagnant. Dutch would refuse to move. It was like Dutch was accepting his fate right there and then, on that cold, snowy night. It became clear I'd have to knock out at least half of these O'Driscolls before Dutch and Micah actually did anything.
You sons of bitches! We've got a runner!
So far we're 3 knockouts in, but at least it got us past that first phase of the mission. Now when I go into the cabin, I make sure to go through all the pantries and all the drawers to try to pick up as much food and whiskey as possible, because I have a feeling I'm going to need it later on. You got to remember, this is the first chapter. We can't go buy any of this stuff. If I'm low on health and I'm trying to disarm an enemy or run away from a gunfight or something, I might need some health. So I gather as much food and supplies as I can, which is actually canon for the story. And then Dutch instructs us to go into the barn.
Bastard shot my cousin! Well, he started it. I'm gonna break your neck!
What's going on?
This guy just jumped me!
Oh, did he now?
Sneaky little bastard. Should I kill him?
No.
Get the hell out of here. Go!
And that's basically the first mission done. After this, the game quite literally forces us into the next mission, in which we have to go to Javier to find John Marston. So after what felt like 20 minutes of walking through the snow and climbing mountains, drinking whiskey and listening to Arthur and Javier talk about how cold it is up here, we find John Marston.
Never thought I'd say this, but it's good to see you, Arthur Morgan.
And unfortunately, John's friends are here, and they want to kill us. And this is where the game instructs us to kill, not to distract, not to lasso, because the lasso isn't unlocked yet. It tells us to kill the wolves. However, I remember back from when I speedran this game on my first and only ever speedrun playthrough last year when the game came out on PS4 and Xbox One. I remember jumping off this cliff multiple times to like skip the mission or something to see what was faster, testing out strategies. And in doing so, the wolves chased me off this ledge. So having this prior knowledge, I figured fuck it, just run by the cliff.
You head for the horses. I'll keep John's friends off until you're clear.
Okay. Here we go, John. We'll leave them to Arthur.
Hey, over here! Here!
We're getting you out of here.
Nice and easy.
Don't bring them this way.
Stay there.
But I realized you can bend these wolves to your will. And basically, if you allow them to bite you, Arthur sort of swings around. And if you time it at this perfect spot, Arthur sort of swings them in a way to where when they back off, they're off the cliff. So I don't really count this as a kill because Arthur's not really throwing them off the cliff. He's just throwing them off of his arm. I just count that as, you know, the wolves killing themselves, really. I mean, they're swinging themselves off a cliff. What could you do, right? On our way back to camp with John Marston, some more of his friends show up. Now, at this point, I didn't want to kill them because, you know, even though they're animals, it still counts as a kill. I didn't want to count them as a kill or roadkill or something like that. No, if you don't kill the wolves, they'll just surround John. For some reason, they're only attracted to John. And the horse bucks them off and you fail the mission. So I tried it again, and I ended up trampling all 3 of them, but I noticed only 2 of them died. Because when you kill someone in the game, you get that screen flash. But that only happened on 2 of the wolves. 1 of them were still alive. They fell down. They maybe got knocked out, you could say. You might be able to count that as a knockout, but that definitely wasn't a kill, because there was no kill effect on screen. So I could have just continued riding down and, put this in, a roadkill category, something like that, instead of a kill counter, but I didn't want to do that. We're not trying to speed run through this series. This isn't about trying to get it done as fast as possible. It's about trying to get it done with as few kills as possible. So I tried it about 10 more times, and eventually I found out that if you don't press too hard, you can trip the wolves and knock them out without actually killing them. I'm honestly shocked that Rockstar put that much attention to detail into the game when it comes to things like trampling other animals. The fact that pressing A on my keyboard a little too hard might kill them, but just tapping it will knock them out is just... I can't believe there's that much attention to detail in this game, really. That's crazy.
You see any more, Arthur?
Don't think so.
But with John's friends taking a nap, we're pretty much... We got a clear shot to the camp. And that's pretty much the end of this mission. Pretty easy mission compared to the next one.
I'll show you a real meme. Something Black Lung and Johnny Boy could never come up with in their lives. Definitely keck, right?
Let me have a rule and a saw and a board and
It's making me cringe, Dutch.
Micah, you cringy son of a bitch!
Probably. Funny, huh? Sure. I don't feel like being laughed at by the likes of you two.
Stop it! Now! And the last thing we need is to get bushwhacked by Colm O'Driscoll.
This is probably the hardest mission on this entire episode. So when you start the mission, Dutch asks if Arthur wants to handle it and take the lead, or let Dutch take the lead.
So, what are we doing, Dutch? I can take this if you want.
Just make the call. You want to take the lead? Go.
Okay, fine. You make the move.
So I figure maybe, just maybe this time, letting the gang take the lead, they'll progress ahead somehow and be able to take out all these enemies on their own. But that would be too easy. Dutch dies. Dutch dies every single time I tried this. It seems like if you just sit there and do nothing, the game is on a timer, and Dutch dies, like within I don't know, a minute of not moving. So seeing as that wasn't going to work, I figured maybe running around the map, trying to avoid gunfire and moving to the back, maybe Dutch and Bill and Micah will follow me or something and start shooting the enemies. Now they don't follow you when you progress unless you actually start killing people. However, I ended up getting into a fight with one of these enemies and trying not to die, I disarmed them and they started chasing me. So I run back to my gang to let Micah or Bill or Dutch shoot him in the face so I can continue running to the back of the map and maybe disarming everyone. However, I noticed the enemy didn't start attacking me anymore. He went to Micah. And when he punched Micah, Micah dropped his revolver. So in recording this series, I accidentally found a way to get Micah's revolver at the very beginning of the game in the first chapter. Which if you didn't know, you don't unlock Micah's revolver until you beat the game. It's an award for beating the game. But apparently you can get it in the very first chapter of the game and use it during the entire game. So as interesting as that is, when Micah drops his revolver, he pulls out a knife and starts attacking the O'Driscolls. And doesn't sit in cover. Now of course this is one of, I think 3 or 4 NPCs on this map that cannot be killed by the gang. Only the player can take them out or knock them out. And before I was able to actually intervene and knock this guy out, Dutch died during the fight again. So then I decided, let me try disarming all the enemies on the map, and maybe since they can't fight back, they'll end up chasing me around, and maybe the game can take them out because they're not getting shot at, and Dutch won't die because he's not going to be getting hit by a barrage of bullets. But of course that didn't work because I'm not a bullet sponge. I end up dying every time, or Dutch or Bill Williams ends up dying before I can get to all the enemies. I tried hog-tying the enemies since we now have the lasso unlocked, but the mission doesn't allow you to for some reason. They just fight back every single time. 19 fails later, I decided to go back to the Micah route since that's the only time I've actually seen Micah fight back or any of the gang members actually progress in the gunfight and try to fight back instead of staying in cover, waiting for me to do something. And boy, Micah really, really does love his guns, let me tell you.
Wow, making a house call in the middle of all that?
Ain't much I care about more than those guns.
That much is clear.
Because as soon as Micah drops his gun, he pulls out this big-ass knife, and he just went fucking crazy. I know you guys have heard of going sicko mode, but have you heard of going Micah mode?
Stay right there.
37 attempts later, something clicked. Between Micah stabbing all these guys with his knife and me lassoing them and disarming them so they don't kill him, we actually worked as a team with Micah and passed this phase of the mission. It took a total of 56 attempts to get past this phase of the mission and like 2 or 3 hours of playing. Finally, all the O'Driscolls were taken out.
Heads up, boys! We got more coming in from the forest!
And soon after that, the next phase of the mission happens, which is yet another gunfight with the O'Driscolls, but thankfully this time, it wasn't really that difficult at all. In fact, I didn't have to knock out a single person. The gang was able to actually kill the O'Driscolls with me just assisting in small ways like lassoing some of them or disarming some of them. But I never actually had to knock out a single O'Driscoll in this phase of the mission, so that was good. Once this gunfight's over, I go ahead and scavenge around the map and loot all the dead bodies, trying to get health potions and stuff because like I said before, we're still in Chapter 1. We can't exactly buy these sort of things. And since we're not killing anyone, we're definitely going to need them.
Mike, search that building. Arthur, you take that building to the left. All right, man, quick! Find those detonators, explosives, anything you can. Let's go!
Here. This looks good. What do you think, Bill? Looks fine. Smells good. Come on.
What have we got here?
Did we get everything?
Think so, boss? Found this on one of them.
Thank you.
This is perfect.
Oh, yeah? Interesting. This is something about the train they was gonna rob. You see that fella? Wasn't he at the camp with Colm?
Leave him to me.
All right, we're heading back. Just bring him back alive. He could be useful.
Please don't!
What's your name, boy?
I don't know.
Don't worry. They're real nice.
You found a little shit, did you?
Yep. I got him.
Very good.
In this next mission, Pearson sends us out hunting for food. After the last 2 missions, not killing a single person, only knocking them out. Not killing any of the O'Driscolls, not killing any of the wolves chasing us, trying to eat us. Nothing. Only knockouts. And now we have to kill. We have to hunt. Pearson's got to eat. I tried every way not to. I thought this is the most dumbest way to add kills before the first chapter. I was trying to do the entire first chapter at least without killing anyone before we get into the second chapter, but it's impossible. You can't. I tried shooting my gun in the air to scare the deer away. I tried using a lasso. There's no way. You have to kill the deer. That's the only way to progress the story. And so the most fastest way and most humane way to kill a deer is the way the game tells you to. Getting a headshot with a bow. So we're adding 2 kills to the counter before we even finish the first chapter.
Good boy. Back when you are. Come on, sit back. Nice work, brother. Should be able to get yourself for a few days. You found him. I knew you'd be able to get the bow. It's easier when I shoot.
Well, well, well. What a surprise. Find a camp rat loitering around in the kitchen.
Is that any way to greet an old friend? I feel like we haven't spoken for days.
I do my utmost to avoid you.
He loves me, really. It's his sad way of showing affection.
No, it isn't. Now shoot, get lost.
In this next mission, we're robbing Leviticus Cornwall's train. When we arrive on scene, we go down to help Bill set up the dynamite, but Arthur fucks up the connection somehow and then throws the blame on Bill.
Good luck, all of you. You all know what to do.
Here we go.
Shit! No! What? God!
Oh, you have got to be kidding me.
Where did you find that moron?
You said it was fine.
my
Come
fault.
on!
You're pathetic. You know that?
So after completely destroying the whole plan to rob this train, we end up jumping on top of the train and saving Lenny.
Here we go! Here we go!
I'm slipping! Help! Oh shit!
I've got you. Now stop yelling.
Oh, shit! Help! Oh, shit, shit, shit! Arthur, help me! I can't hold on!
You're pathetic. You know that?
Help!
I've got you. Now stop yelling.
Arthur!
Yeah, you're okay. Now, let's go slow this thing down.
Once we save Lenny, we get forced into another gunfight, going through the entire train.
Come on, we need to stop this train.
There's another guard up ahead. You want me to take him?
Yes, you go.
Okay.
Oh shit, we got company! Who's got a shot on them?
One of you shoot those bastards! Hey, I got a bullet for you right here!
We best get up there! Let's keep moving! Shouldn't we push up? Move up.
I'ma hang your saddle, you son!
You alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
So we go through the entire train, hog-tying anyone Lenny doesn't bother shooting, before being forced into a fist fight with the train conductor. Now, this can go one of 3 ways. 1, you can knock out the train conductor.
Got him? I ain't got a clear shot.
2, you're forced into a cutscene in which Arthur throws the fucking conductor off the side of the train and kills him.
You got him? I ain't got a clear shot.
Or 3, if you're not fast enough to get there before Lenny gets caught at gunpoint and you have to shoot the train conductor and kill him. Doesn't matter if you shoot him in the leg, in the arm, he falls and dies either way. Once we take care of the train conductor without killing him, adding another knockout to our total score, we stop the train and some of Cornwall's men come to kill us. Thankfully, in this mission, hopefully for the rest of the game, we unlock the ability to lasso enemies in missions. Now when you hog-tie them with the lasso, they're not an enemy on your map anymore. You don't have to kill them.
All these bastards must be guarding something.
We need to call it fast, right?
Yep, he... Okay,
I think so.
good. Stay right.
There's the other boy.
You're done now.
There's still more coming off the train. Cut this rope.
Come on, clean this up, boys.
Good shooting, kid.
I can see now why the O'Driscolls brought so many boys up here for this.
Arthur, get over here. What are you doing? Get over here. This is a... We don't have time to play games.
Nothing you.
Come on. You two all right?
Yes, let's get the money. Oh,
Let's go this way.
Yes, yes.
What are you boys planning on doing in there? Listen to me. We don't want to kill any of you. Any more of you. I give you my word, but trust me, we will.
I work for Leviticus Cornwall.
Come on, boys.
We got our orders.
Okay. You asked for it.
We ain't
5,
opening this door.
4, 3, 2, 1. Seems our friends have gone deaf. Wake them up a little. Mr. Williamson, give Mr. Morgan and Mr. Smith some dynamite. You two boys go blow that door open. Now, don't matter too much to us, but you boys in there might want to
Seems
take...
good enough.
Here we go.
Now light the fuse.
Unless you got a death wish, I'd step back, feller.
Look at this place. It's like a palace.
Now I've seen everything. Oh, you two got the safe? I'll search the rest.
Oh, yes. Should be easy as cake. Shit. Just a pile of papers.
Bonds?
I don't think so. Here. Make yourself useful. At least we all know you can read.
Give me those. Think I got them.
Nice.
Well, thank God. Come on.
Now, would you get rid of all of this?
The train?
Yeah, get it out of here.
What about them?
What do you think?
I don't know.
It's up to you. Kill them, leave them here, take them with you on the train. Just make sure they don't send no folk after us.
Okay.
See you back at camp. When you get back, we'll be moving on. The rest of you, let's ride!
And that's really it. That's the end of Chapter 1. We are put into Chapter 2 after that. The total kill and knockout count for the first episode as well as Chapter 1 is 2 kills which I want to remind everyone those 2 kills were the 2 deer I had to kill for Pearson's fat ass, and 9 knockouts total. So that's episode 1 done. If you guys watched until the end, I appreciate it. I really wanted to get all of chapter 1's missions in one video because chapter 1, from what I remember, was like the most boring chapter out of the entire game. Which, believe it or not, it's actually more fun to play chapter 1 when you're trying not to kill people. If you play it just with guns the regular way you're supposed to, it's quite boring and slow paced, believe it or not. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a chapter each episode because chapter 2, 3, and 4, like all the chapters in the game, they're pretty long, especially chapter 2 if I remember correctly. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys really like this idea and want to see a part 2 to this video, let me know down in the comment section down below. And hopefully I'll see you guys in episode 2.